Hey, hey, hey! What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Child of Mecha live stream. I am your host, Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha. It is Monday night. We are jumping back onto this GBWC 2021 build. Whew, what a day. Hope you guys have had a wonderful day. So, let's get this party started off right. Got that Mecha Army hat. Y'all like that, right? It's pretty slick with the little represent on the side there. It's a good look. If you want one of these, go to www.childofmecha.com, hit the store button up at the top. You will find this hat, many more, shirts, all sorts of stuff, prints of my work, and some fun stuff, yeah? If you are interested in any of the tools and materials that we are working with here today, there's an Amazon link below here on Twitch and YouTube. That side, if you're watching on Facebook, I do get a bit of a commission based off the stuff that you buy, but it does not increase the cost for you. It goes to help out me, help out the stream, help fuel our endeavors moving forward. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. Like I said, tools and materials. There's books for inspiration. There's gear for streaming. If you want to get into that, now is the perfect time. You're sitting at home. Why not, right? Aside from that, if you are interested in tools, kits, paints, accessories, Mecha Decals, sheets 1 and 2, they're in stock and shipping now. Hit up our good friends right down yonder here, USA Gundam Store. Adam and the fine folks will definitely have what you need. They just got a huge restock in, so go load up on stuff. I know they just got a big old shipment of SMS paints from our boy Scotty down there under. So go get you some of that. And yeah, good stuff. And as always, if you like what we do here, if you enjoy what we show you, man, like, subscribe, and share, just like the thing says down here. Just follow the instructions. It's real easy. It's real easy. And if you know somebody that might benefit from watching this, share it with them. Share it in a group. Share it everywhere. Call your grandma. Tell her about it too. Whatever. Anyway, man, it's good stuff. Good stuff. Let's see. What do we got going on here? Let me crack back over here. Open that up here. Mike Teeb says, every time I try to order, it's always out of stock. Well, man, you know what? Right now, they're getting hammered. That's kind of why. It's like Christmas and Easter and Valentine's Day and all that combined right now. They are getting just basically run over with orders. So, yeah, they need restocks, and it's hard to get restocks right now. So load up when you can, right? Whew, boy. Man, if you guys missed the Star Wars, the Destination Galactic live stream today, hosted by Bluefin, Mr. David Clark was on there. He had me, Tex Marquise, Bro Builder on there, and we judged and picked out the top winners and everything, and man, it was just a lot of fun. Now, if you missed it, the three of us actually made Star Wars models in a very, very tight time frame, I might add. I got mine done in about 5 days, and it's okay. I did a little Kylo Ren figure, right? It's halfway decent. It's not too bad. Filled in the joints and everything like that. Yeah, it's not bad, right? Upgraded the cape, made this, scratch built the hood, sculpted that out of Tamiya epoxy putty, and yeah, so that was all done in about 5 days. Not too bad. But if you missed that, go hit up either my Facebook page or the Mecha Army Facebook group. The link to the stream is in there. If you can't find it there, then man, hit up any one of Bluefin's social medias, and you'll be able to find it. And if you still can't find it, then I don't know what to tell you. You're just, it's a lost cause at that point. So that was fun. I just posted pictures of that on Facebook and on Instagram. So if you want to see closer pictures, go hit up those two, and you can kind of see it a little bit more detail. You can kind of see the pictures that were on the stream earlier today. So I probably could have done a lot more with it, but within 5 days, that was probably about the limit that I could get done. I was up until about 2 or 3 last night finishing it up. Yeah, so it was a bit of a task, but we got it done. I think they look halfway decent. So there we go. Anyway, whew. So we're getting back onto the GBWC build, but first, before we do that, let's get caught up with the checks. I know there's a couple questions in there. So let's see here. Written Wisely wants to know: we have a question. Is the 3 p.m. stream no more? No, man. I was on like I said, the Destination Galactic live stream for Bluefin today. So that's where I was this afternoon. But no, we'll be back tomorrow at 3. Yeah, so no worries. Let's see. Charles Dodge says it was canceled for today because Tim was judging a Bluefin Star Wars competition and the following YouTube stream overlapping his usual time. Exactly. Thank you, Charles. Appreciate that. Ty Furious over there on YouTube has a question. We have a question. He says, not that I'm not going to buy Mecha Decals, but how do you get fonts to look small and crisp for custom decals? It's a very good question. Actually, it's a combination of things. Number one, I design everything inside of Adobe Illustrator, so it's all vectored graphics, and that's what I send over to our printers Cartograph. And honestly, they're the magicians. They are the ones that have the magic touch to print the decals at such a high resolution to get the type so small and legible. It's absolutely just incredible. So while I do design all of them, it's Cartograph that prints them and kind of puts in the hard work, right? So that's basically the combination of them. Edward says, may the 4th be with you, Mr. Tim. Aw, thank you, Edward. Appreciate that. Ruin Wisely says, I hit send just as he jumped into that topic. It's all good, man. Sam L's over there. Ruin Wisely continues, says, I was trying to get a friend to jump into the stream. Didn't realize you were elsewhere. Oh, yeah. That's why I checked the social medias, because I posted about that a little bit earlier this morning, and just basically said that the no afternoon stream today because of the Star Wars thing. So yeah. Let's see. Alex King of Kingdom is over there on Twitch. He's got a question. We have a question. He says, what type of paint do you use? Great question. I primarily use Mr. Color paints. I will also use Alclad, SMS, and I have some splash paints, some lacquer paints, but I have not gotten around to actually using them yet. But I usually will use a solvent-based paints. I also use Tamiya paints mixed with Mr. Leveling Thinner as well, and that's a wonderful combination. So those are the types of paints that I use. So, good question. Superset5 is over there on Twitch as well. He says, I had to toss my Banshee build. It was just too cursed, but I'm back on my Jagan and working on my Freedom 2.0 on the side. Hey, there you go. Frankie is over there on YouTube. What's going on, Frankie? And also Kyle. He says, what's up, everyone? Very, very good. So, all right. Well, with that being said, real quick, I just wanted to show you kind of one other thing here. Let's jump to camera 2, so I can show you what I got here. And it's on the Kylo here because I wanted to show you one of the things that we always kind of preach or at least one of the things that I always kind of preach is about the color black, the paint color, right? Now, we all know that Kylo Ren is just dressed to the nines in black, right? Well, I got news for you kids. That is not black. The helmet is black. The uniform, it's not. That is not black at all. So, it's a combination of a few different colors here. Let me run it down for you, okay? So, we've got, like I said, pure black on the helmet, but on the tunic and the pants, this is actually midnight navy. Yeah, midnight navy. Or midnight blue, whatever it is, whatever it's called in the Mr. Color line. That is midnight blue, and I could not be happier with that shade, right? Because if you look at the shade here and this, they match up perfectly, don't they? Right? Ranger Chris, a very dark gray. Thank you, Archer. Yes. A slightly darker shade of gray. But yeah, so this tone and this tone match spot on, right? But that's plastic, right? Oh, come on, camera, focus. There she goes. So this is plastic. This right here, that's rubber. But see how nice they match? Not bad. Not bad. So this is midnight blue. This is just a stock rubber with nothing over it. The sleeves and the pants are all midnight blue. Now the belt, and then let's see if this will focus. The boots down here, those are tire black, right? Tire black, which is just a slightly lighter shade. And I wanted there to be some sort of, color difference. Now, the gloves are also in that tire black here, right on the, the fingers and the thumb and everything. And then gripping over here on the saber, that's all tire black and all that good stuff. But, yeah, man, I'm very happy with the color choices. That's the one of the things that I'm really happy with, right? One of the things I'm very happy with. So, goes to prove my point. Don't use pure black unless it's very rare situations, right? The helmet was one of those very rare situations, because if you look at the helmet, and I looked at production stills and photos and stuff like that, trying to fine-tune my color choices and stuff, the saturation on the helmet was much higher than everything else, regarding the tunic and the pants and the sleeves, the gloves, all of that stuff, right? It was much deeper, much darker. So the tunic and the sleeves and the pants, obviously those were made of cloth or some sort of leather type material, so they had a lighter shade to them, right? So I couldn't use black. There was no way I could get away with it and make it all look somewhat realistic, right? So same thing with Gunpla, you guys. Same thing with Gunpla. If you're going to, if you want parts of your mobile suit to be black, don't paint it actual black. Paint it some other color. Paint it tire black or midnight blue or German gray or something like that. And then you can still go back and you can shade if you wanted to. You can still panel line with black if you wanted to. The whole 9 yards. So, that's a perfect example. Please remember it. Please remember it. I Never Reloaded is over there on Twitch. He says, hey, brother, how you doing? By the way, do you know if USA Gundam Store is still open due to the virus? They absolutely are. Yes, 100% they have been open the entire time and shipping. And like we said earlier, they have been getting hammered. It's basically like a combination of Easter and Christmas right now. They're just stupid busy. They just got a big restock in. They just got a huge shipment of SMS paints in. But yeah, they are working tirelessly throughout the day trying to ship out orders and Mecha Decals and all that good stuff. So yeah, 100%. There's a ton of people, especially in the Mecha Army Facebook group, posting, you know, what they've gotten here in the last few weeks and days and all that. So yeah. Yep, they're good to go, man. Good to go. Let's see here. Pabby's over there on YouTube. So is Manny, Mr. Mech Dio. Edward Leonard's got a question. He says, is there a link to the Star Wars thing anywhere? I would watch it later. Yes, Edward, it is. I actually posted the video on my Facebook page and inside of the Mecha Army Facebook group, so you should be able to find it there. If for some reason you can't find it there, just hit up Bluefin's Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, any one of them. It's going to be on there as well. So yeah, I think it was only like an hour long. And basically we opened up with, you know, David Clark introducing all of us. We talked a little bit about ourselves. We showed our models off. You know, I have the Kylo Ren. Tex had a stormtrooper that she painted up kind of silverish, kind of like a Lieutenant Phasma, you know, kind of like lower grade, but that looked really good. And then Bro Builder, Mr. Bryan, he did a really cool X-Wing. So then we talked about the entries and the models and stuff like that. Our boy Mr. Mike Wine won the whole competition, so congrats to Mikey. So yeah, it was a really good time. Really good time. So, and then also, too, you guys, I forgot to mention, the website for the Bandai Hobby Open is up and running, and I also posted a link to that on my Facebook page and on the Mecha Army Facebook group. So go and check that out. It starts today and ends on September 1st. So, if for some reason you've been hiding under a rock for the past few days, the Bandai Hobby Open is a US only competition. Sorry everybody else, but it's a US only competition, and what has transpired since GBWC is canceled, postponed, whatever you want to call it, for this year. Bluefin wanted it to basically just do something instead of just kind of sitting there, which was great. So basically what David put together was an open competition. There are 3 levels, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And anything Bandai Hobby is eligible. So Star Wars kits, DBZ kits, Star Blazers, Digimon, Pokemon, what else? 30-minute missions, B Club resin that's also eligible for this. B Club, yeah, because that's a Bandai product, right? A Bandai Hobby product. We were spitballing on Mechanism the other night about entering Toy Story kits, because that's a Bandai Hobby product too, right? We were spitballing, kind of thinking about, like, what would happen if, you know, if you crossed like a Buzz Lightyear figure with a full armor, right? A full armor Buzz Lightyear or whatever. I thought that would be amazing, right? And then I was thinking about it today, and on the Star Wars theme, but I didn't say anything at the time. I didn't get a chance. But what about a Darth Woody, right? Like, you can get stupid creative right now, kids. It's going to be an absolutely awesome time. I am one of the guest judges for that, and so it's going to be good. It's going to be really, really good. So go all out, go balls to the wall. You have absolutely nothing to lose with this. Anything that you build that is Gundam for this competition, you can also enter it in GBWC next year. That has been made a rule. If you enter something Gundam for this, you are still eligible for GBWC next year. All right. So, man, bring your A game, go all out, and I think it's just, I think it's going to be an awesome time. Just get creative, have fun with it, right? So, yeah. Let's see. I never reloaded over there on Twitch. She says, sweet, I'll try to go there tomorrow locally then. Actually, so this is the thing. Their warehouse is open. They are still shipping, but their retail front is not open. So keep that in mind. That's a very, very big distinction. I didn't know if you were trying to actually go there or not. I never reloaded, but no, their retail side, no. They are closed up. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't know that's what you meant. My bad. So yeah, yeah, just order off the website. Trust me, it'll be better. Let's see. Brandon says, Pabs, you get your hat yet? I know mine shipped shortly after yours. Yeah, Pabs got his Sinanju hat. Yeah. Ranger Chris, he's over there on YouTube. He's got a question. He said, how many ATST entries were there? Oh, man. There were a lot. Let's put it that way. There were a lot. The two that you saw were my top two ATSTs. Those were definitely the cream of the crop. Really, really good. Both of them were really, really excellent. I think they both had kind of their pros and cons, but many more pros than cons on both of those. Yeah. Greg Blair 88, he's over there on YouTube. He says, hey Tim, ever have this problem with microsaw? He says, I used it on my perfect grade Fenix, and when I went to clear it, I have white spots all over some parts. I waited almost 2 days before I cleared it. Huh, interesting. He says, I got Mecha Decals for the Bluefin contest. That's what I'm talking about. So the Fenix being a coated kit, I've never run into that problem because honestly I've never worked on a coated kit before. I always strip my any coated kits like that, right? I hate them. So your Hayaku Shikis and stuff like that, and your Fenix which would fall into that same category, I would always strip it. Always strip it. So I can't say for certain. No, I've never technically worked on a coated kit like that with microsaw, so I can't really help you, unfortunately, Greg. That's an unfortunate thing. The white spots, I don't know. That could have been caused by the clear coat. It could have been moisture in the air. It's really hard to say. Unfortunately, I can't answer it. Yeah. Superset over there on Twitch, he says, I think only their warehouse is open, not their storefront. Right. And then I never reloaded responded, oh, all right, thanks. Super. Yeah. Oh, all right, cool, thanks. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Saved me an hour trip. Exactly. Yeah, their storefront is not open yet. RF Aurora's over there on YouTube. He says, I might enter the Bluefin Open. Not sure. Dude, do it. What do you have to lose, right? What do you have to lose? Julius Dembski, Sarge is over there on YouTube as well. He's got 2 questions. We have a question. He says, do you use the heat function on your ultrasonic cleaner? No. I've never had a use for it. Yeah. He says, what temp do you dry parts in the dehydrator? Ooh, good question. I think I have it set to about 125. Let me go check. Hang on one second, because it's sitting right over here. So everybody stay right there. Don't you move. Yeah, exactly what I thought. 125 degrees, Sarge. 125 gets it up nice and toasty, but it doesn't affect the plastic in any way because you need to heat it up at least another 100 degrees to get that plastic anywhere near pliable at that point. So 125 is perfect because that'll heat things up nice and it'll really start to evaporate that moisture, but it won't affect anything. So yeah, 125. That's the sweet spot. That's the sweet spot. Let's see. Julio, Mr. Clippin' Nubs, he says Obi-Wan Kawudi. Yes! See? That's the type of creativity I want to see. I think this is. I think the Bandai Hobby Open is going to be absolutely awesome. Because nobody has absolutely anything to lose with entering. Honestly. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, just... get it going, guys. Get it going. Let's see. Kyle says, thinking how creepy a unicorn Woody would be. Instead of a psycho frame, it's guts and stuffing. Wow. Don't do the horror plot. That's kind of played out, isn't it? Do something fun. Come on. Brandon says, never mind, man. Just deciding what to start snapping. LOL. No motivation to think or get creative, so just snapping kit's mindless. Hey, sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need that break of monotony, right? Hell yeah. Let's see. Julio says it's snapping season. It's wabbit season. Kenneth Sims over there on YouTube, he says, wondering anyone submitted Perfect Grade Millennium Falcon. I did not notice one. I noticed the smaller scales of Falcons, and yeah, I did not notice a Perfect Grade, unfortunately, because that would have been cool. Pab says, I'm starting at the Bandai Hobby Open staring at the Bandai Open application form, thinking I have the time. Dude, you got to. Come on. Mike Skyers is over there on YouTube. He says, hi, everyone. Hope no one had a case of the Mondays. You have no idea. Brandon Cobb's over there on the Mecha Army Facebook group. Brandon says, I'm unclear on the GBWC rules. I used large parts off of a Revell model plane to make warheads to attach to my RGM custom backpack. Is that still eligible to be in GBWC or the Bandai Open? Yes, I would say yes, because that does not make up a large portion of your model, right? Now, mind you, blend it nicely. If worst comes to worst, contact Bluefin and just run it by them if you're really worried, Brandon. But since it's more of an attachment from what you're describing, I would imagine it's fine. Let's see. Oh, where do we leave off? Pab says, I got ideas. It's just so much to do. Julio says, we got time, right? Fun till September. Let's go. Let's see. Colin Barr says, streamer gone. Report terms of service. What? What are we talking about? Nah, we good. Anyway. Checking the YouTube stream, just making sure nothing happened there, right? Full Metal Lightyear. Yeah, Julio, you got it. See? You got it. Pab says, I've got a lot of projects, though. The Real Grade New, the SD Neo Zeong, Twin Towers, the 1/100 Woundwort. Pabs, that's your problem, not mine. Come on. You got till September, man. Julio, yeah. See, and Kyle, he says, I need to brainstorm ideas. Yeah, you do. Let's go. William Williams says, if nobody does a Han Woody, then humanity has failed itself. Yo, that is awesome. Will, technically you're eligible. Just saying. Space Rat 53 over there on YouTube, he says, see some potential for a Mecha Musume. I don't know. Entry for the Bluefin contest, since we got access to far more better base kits aside from the Nightmare Fuel Super Fumina. Fair. Let's see. Colin Barr says, joking from when you got it from your chair. Yeah, well. Is that really a a terms of service thing? Like, you can't get up from... Anyway, I don't give a shit. Ranger Chris says, think I will enter the wing I posted a week or so ago. Do it, man. Because like I said, guys, there's 3 different categories. There's beginner, there's intermediate, and then there's advanced. So it's not like if you're still kind of in that beginner or an intermediate, you don't have to battle with advanced, with advanced modelers, right? You're categorized at your skill level, which is great, right? So even though you may not necessarily have a chance to win the expert category or the advanced category, guess what? You totally have a chance to win the beginner or intermediate. Just go for it. Go for it. Charles Dodge says, I was thinking of doing a Perfect Grade RX-78 and Zaku playing Sonic featuring Haro on the PlayStation model kit. Just need to make sure the Perfect Grade hands will fit somewhat around the PlayStation controls. Hey, there you go. Frankie RG says, X-Wing with the Haro in the back, son. Oh, Frankie, I like it. Do it. And then have, like, Amuro piloting. And then paint it in RX-78 colors. Come on! God, the ideas. It's just so many ideas. Julio says, I'm entering beginners. Well, Julio, I got bad news for you, buddy. If they see somebody trying to snipe a category, they will move you to a different category accordingly. So, yeah, don't try and pull a fast one. You're advanced. Maybe intermediate, but I'd say more advanced than anything. Mike Skyers over there on YouTube, he says, what is the Bluefin Open? Oh, good question. The Bluefin, it's actually Hobby, what is it? Bandai Hobby Open. And it's put on by Bluefin. It's US only, unfortunately. But it is an open modeling contest. You can enter anything Bandai Hobby related. So like we said, Star Wars kits, Gundam kits, Star Blazers, Pokemon, Digimon, DBZ. We were talking about the the Toy Story kits that they had back a while ago. B Club resin, if you still have that lying around. Just anything and everything that is Bandai Hobby released. So like basically if it's a model kit and it's released by Bandai, you're good to go. Mike Sarah says US only. Well, I'm out. Yeah, see, that's the thing. But the idea has been sent to all of the other GBWC participating countries. So you never know. Some of them might adopt their own version of it and roll it out themselves. Kind of have it, for an in-country type of thing. So, but yeah, so Bluefin wanted to do something in lieu of GBWC to, let the American modeling community have some fun. So, yeah. Let's see. Where is it? Frankie says, I'm going to enter the experts category and get blown out of the water. There you go. Kyle says, let's slip under the rug, Julio. Nah, you guys aren't slipping under the rug. Come on now. You guys are not going to do that. Trust me, they will move you around. And if they don't, I will. Let's see. Space Rat 53 says there's a Royal Guard TIE Interceptor from Star Wars Legends that is red. Got to pilot one when I played Star Wars Galaxy years ago. Nice. Hey, do it up, man. Do it up. Terry T says, I have so many ideas. That's what I like to see, Terry. That's what I like to see. Zero Kai says, I'll enter this event, but I need someone to keep me on track on my build because sooner or later I'll jump on another build. Also, I need some age 2 normal inspiration since I snagged a master grade normal age 2. Hey, man, I can't help you with keeping you on track, but if you need inspiration, man, do a search on Pinterest. I'm sure you'll find some really, really cool stuff on there. Hell yeah. Mike Skyers says, Canada's right next door, let us in. Dude, I wish, man, I wish, right? Anyway. All right, so without any further ado, 45 minutes in, we've been talking a little while, answering questions, kind of going over things and all that fun stuff. Brandon says, does Bandai make a Mega Man kit? I don't think so. I think Kotobukiya does, but I could be completely wrong. Somebody else might know better than me. I think, wasn't there a new Mega Man kit like just released here recently? I don't know if that was Bandai or not. I can't remember. I thought it was Kotobukiya, but I don't know. Michael Crumrine says, I'm not sure if I'd be a beginner or intermediate. I've only been customizing Gunpla and model kits for 2 years. Man, be realistic. Be realistic. And like we said, if the judges feel that you should be moved into a different category, we'll move you there ourselves. So enter what you decently think is realistic. That's what I would say. Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, Zero Kai says Koto makes Mega Man. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. I thought it might have been Koto. It's either Koto or Bandai. Either one. I don't know. I didn't know which. Anyway. Alright, let's get the eyes on. Let's get back on this beam rifle, yeah? Let's go with this. Alright, so here's what we got thus far. If you remember last time we were together, we started working on this kind of back section here. We got a little bit done, but it was a very talkative day. Lots of questions, much like this evening. Lots of questions. So let's get this puppy stripped down, and let's get back to work on this thing, yeah? So let's get these wires pulled out of here, like that. Get that laser cannon off of there, get that pushed to the side, and then here we are, bare bones core of this thing. Now, if you remember correctly, we've gotten, we put this strip in here and on the corresponding side to fill in that pre-molded detail, right? So that's all sanded nice and flush and everything there. But now we have to clean out this panel line a little bit on both sides because the super glue kind of creeped in there and filled that in a little bit. And the last time we were together, this was kind of gummy still. So by now, it should be perfectly fine, and we can just kind of take the chisel to it and clean this out 100%, right? So let's get this done real quick first, yeah? I'm just gonna use the chisel here and just kind of really just use this chisel as a more traditional method here. Because if we don't get this out of here, it's going to cause problems later, kind of later down the line, yeah? So it is best to try and clear this out now than to let it sit and annoy us, or at least annoy me, right? I'm sure you guys would probably be annoyed by it too, and then you'd annoy me, and that would be annoying, right? Let's see real quick. Alex King of Kingdom is over there on Twitch. He says, where do you go for info on the competition? Great question. You can check either my Facebook page, the Mecha Army Facebook group, or on any of Bluefin's social media channels. So Twitter, Facebook, all of that. You can catch all that on there. Yeah. Let's see. Michael Crumrine says, I want a resin cast of this rifle. Sell it to me. Take my money. I've been contemplating. There's maybe. Let's put it that way. Maybe. Let's see. Kyle wants to know, says, if you think about it, Tim has shown us how he did it, so we can follow along and build our own. It's a very good point. It's a very good point, right? Very good point. Let's see. William says, I want to enter, but 3D printing is not allowed. Exactly, yeah, 3D printing is not allowed. So build it yourself, man. Come on, Will. You know you got the skill to do it. Let's go. Let's see. Brandon says, "Shit, there goes my idea." Aw. Let's see. Written Wisely says, "I noticed that rule too. Wonder how they discovered people 3D printing pieces." Oh, it's just it's always been a blanket statement. That's kind of a leftover. That's a leftover rule from the GBWC skill sets or rule sets, I should say. Yeah. Manny says, "Do it, Tim. I want a Child of Mecha resin box." Wow. Vincent Lewis says that would be cool weapons to have in resin. Man, you guys are killing me over these resin weapons and stuff, man. I don't know. I'll think about it. I will seriously think about it because shit, we have time now, right? So, I was thinking about this. I was thinking about the Dormarsh. I was thinking about the Mohawk, right? And then there's a another sword that I built for the Aussie that I never got around to using. So I don't know. Maybe. I'm not saying no. That's at least a step, right? I'm not saying no at this point. All right, you know what? Let's get 0.5 millimeter in here because I think that would probably be a little bit easier in this particular line because it'll be a little bit thinner than what the line actually is. And we should be able to get this out of. Oh yeah, see this is coming out much easier. Because it's not hitting the. Since it's a little thinner than the actual panel line, it's not hitting the walls of the panel line, and it's sliding right through and getting this getting the super glue out of here much easier. There we go. Much better. All right, so that super glue is completely cleared out. Let's go back and reinforce this line with our 0.6 millimeter here. And we're just basically going back over this line, cleaning it up, making sure the bottom is nice and flat, making sure the sides are nice and square, and looking really quite good. Here we are. Excellent. Alright, so that's nice and clean there. We're good to go. Let's focus on this side. This side should be a little bit easier because there's not nearly as much squeeze out in this line as there was the previous side. Now, real quick, speaking of Star Wars earlier, I don't know if you guys saw, but obviously Lucas Films has been releasing a ton of news today. Two big bits of news. One, there's going to be a new movie coming out or being made. It's going to be directed by... what is it? Taika Waititi. He directed Thor Ragnarok and What We Do in the Shadows. Jojo Rabbit, obviously here just recently, which was great. Just a wonderful way with cinema and storytelling and everything. He also directed the last episode of The Mandalorian, which was amazing, obviously. And so he's been tapped to direct and maybe even produce the new film that they've got planned. So that's big, right? That's big. And then second, there's a new going to be a new series, a new Star Wars based series for Disney Plus. So that should be fun too. So in addition to our favorite Mandalorian, there's going to be a new show as well. And obviously there's a ton of rumors about what it could be, what it should be, what it might be, and all that. So who the hell knows what it's going to be? I'm sure we'll hear sometime soon. But it's all exciting stuff, especially if you're into Star Wars. I'm not a huge hardcore Star Wars fan, but I'll watch. I'll watch it. It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch. Let's see. Somebody said resin and Pabs showed up. Yeah, Manny says resin is like his magic word, right? Jesus. Brandon says, anyone got a Buzz Lightyear kit for sale? Nice. Let's see. Written Wisely says, I think we need to file a missing a person. Resin has been said at least 3 times and no Pabs, right? Pabsy. Nice. Michael Carmine says, actual brand name airbrush cleaner is now cheaper than isopropyl alcohol. Right? Imagine that. Ain't the world a bitch, man. And here I am sitting on 18 bottles of isopropyl alcohol that I stocked up right as soon as this shit hit the fan. Ay. Written Wisely says, good idea, leave bait for him, maybe a resin trail. You guys are fucked. Alex King of Kingdom over there on Twitch, he says, thanks, found it. Thinking maybe entering, have to think what I want to do. Dude, definitely enter. Just build something fun, build something cool. Like I said, nobody has anything to lose at this point. And since it's all based on kind of your skill level, I mean, you've got better chances of winning now more than ever, right? It's not like best of the best, winner take all like GBWC is. This is kind of more within your skill range. So you're competing with people that are basically the same skill range as you are. So it's just a really good thing. Space Rat 53 says, keep Kathleen Kennedy as far away from that movie as possible. She's not bad. I liked her one movie with Jeremy Renner. Oh God, where he was the Hurt Locker. Yeah, I think that was Kathleen Kennedy. Man, the Hurt Locker was a good freaking movie, and it's been a while since I've seen it, but man, that was good. That was so good. Chris Pab says, I heard resin, I'm here. I'm working on resin right now. Nice. In all caps, no less. Brandon says, off to go feed my sourdough starter and then start snapping later. Brandon, thank you, buddy. Have a great night. R4 says, I found 5 unopened bottles of isopropyl alcohol looking for missing bottles of paint yesterday. Hey, there you go. Superset 5 says, the new series is going to be a PR nightmare. The person directing it was the personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's Star Wars, though. You know how Star Wars fans are. They're ravenous over it. I don't know if that's gonna really affect all that much, to be honest with you. Alright. So there we go. Filled, sanded, cleaned, nice. Now we're on to the detail parts, the fun stuff, right? Now we can kind of get to, the meat and potatoes, so to speak, right? So putting on the scope here so we don't obscure anything there. I'd like to do maybe something in this clear area here, maybe something down here in this little boxy area there. Maybe something around here, maybe just some panel lines around in this this section, I don't know. But that's kind of what I'm thinking right now, right? It's kind of what I'm thinking right now. So let's get to work here, shall we? I think so. Let's see. what are we going to start with here? You know what? Let's do this. Let's start with these little boxes right here, right? These little sections, yeah? I think that's going to be a good place to begin. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do some raised detail, some positive detail. So we're going to be going on some styrene strip. Now, the big question is, what is that? That looks maybe 3.2 millimeter. Let's see. Let's see if I'm right. Let's see if I'm right. What's this strip here? This looks like 3.2. On the money. 3.2. And this is either 3.2 or 4. Bingo. 3.2. Look at that. Man, do I know how to call teeny tiny millimeter distances for strips and parts and stuff like that, or what, man? Like, I'm just good at it. What can I say? All right. So let's find a 3.2 by 1. This is definitely 3.2, but is it 1? I think it is. And it is. Wunderbar. All right. So we've got our 3.2 by 1. We're going to slap that right up on this here. Now the question is, what do we want it to look like? I think what we might do is something a little bit out of the ordinary. Maybe maybe some different levels, right? I was thinking 1 millimeter to start with, but now I'm not so sure. Not so sure. We'll hold on to that strip just to be on the safe side, right? Let's go back and pull out our 3.2. I think this is half mil. Let's see. Yeah, that's half mil. 3.2. Okay, so there's half mil. So what if we did maybe some stair steps or something like that? Or we could do some sort of truncated type of thing. Maybe pull this back this way. Or what we could do is we could pop it right up against there and then end it somewhere here and have a strap going all the way around to the back and then meeting up with its twin on the other side. Kind of like that idea. I think that might be a good idea. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Let's go with that. All right. So, with that being said, let's get to cutting. Let's get to cutting. We're gonna put that off to the side there. Let's get the chopper. Whoa. My chopper. Hey now. All right. So there's the chopper. Now, let's do some measuring. Let's see exactly how long of a strip that we're going to need. But first, let's find the T-square in this mess of tools here. Here it is. All right. So we're looking. Let's go about 6 millimeter, yeah? Excuse me. About 6 millimeter long for these strips along the side. And we'll cut 2 of them so that we can duplicate our efforts on the opposite side, right? So there's 6 millimeter. Bump up the stop block right till it hits that. Remove this. First things first, we need to square up the end. And then we make 1, 2 cuts. Okay? So there's our main block of plastic. Now, let's see. That looks to be about 2.5. Shoot. let's see. Yep, 2.5 by 1/2 mil. Yep, by 1/2 mil. Okay, so let's take a look here at the size difference between 2.5. All right, so if both strips are bumped up together, I don't think that's not as much of a contrast as I'd like. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the 2 millimeter. Let's see, is this 1/2 mil? This looks like 1/2 mil. Definitely 1/2 mil. Is this 2.0 millimeter. Okay, so now if we look at the size contrast between the two, there's about obviously 1.2 millimeters there. So I think that will be a very, very good look, right? Now, one thing that I was noticing is that if we pop this on here, and then we trim it all the way around, that's going to leave a little bit of a 45-degree cut there. So if we keep this strip right there at a 45-degree, what we can do is we can bring this across there, kind of like that. I kind of like that look. It's not bad. Let's go with that. Hell yeah. All right, so let's glue down our two 3.2 millimeter pieces first, yeah? But first, let's get caught up just real quick in the chat, because there's a few things that I wanted to catch up with here. Let's see. Pav says, hey, what category should I be in? You should be in advanced. Yeah, Pabs, advanced. Let's see. Space Rat 53 says you can enter just about anything as long as it's a kit from Bandai and could be from any franchise or hybrid idea. That is true. As long as it's a Bandai hobby thing. That's the important part. Bandai hobby. So you can't take, Bandai release toys and do them up or anything like that. That's a no-go, unfortunately. Let's see. Sam L says, I haven't had time to do any building in the last few days. Well, you still got time. Michael Crumline says, so I found a chopper. However, it is not the Chopper 2, but it's the one made by Prupro out of the UK. I've never heard of them. Hopefully it's good, right? But yeah, Sam L says, check out Evergreen Scale Models. They have the Chopper 2. Yeah. Same folks that make the plastic we use here, Mike. These guys right here, Evergreen Scale Models. It's a US company. I think they have the chopper in stock right now for like $50. So really good price. Really good price. Gunpla in Miami. Chris is over there on YouTube. He says, yo, Mech Army, what's going on, man? Scott Day's over there on Facebook. He says, hey, Tim, yes, been watching the new Clone Wars on Disney+. I really need to get my hands on the Bandai Clone Trooper. I was actually in hospital for 3 days. Oh, man, I hope you're better. He says, appendix are a savage when they go. Ain't that the truth? Getting better now. I'm home and building, working on a dio for my mate's birthday Epion Gundam flying over Libra base. Nice. That sounds like a great time there, Scott. But also, I'm glad you're feeling better, man. Yeah, appendix. That's not a fun one. That's not a fun one. Platinum Maple is over there on Twitch. They say hello. What's going on? Chris Degger's over there on YouTube. I had a failing HD today, so I had to reinstall Windows. Oh, failing hard drive today. Okay, so I had to reinstall Windows. Well, I did not have to, but I like reinstalling Windows Fresh Install. Makes me happy. Hey, whatever floats your boat, man. He says, now updates keep bugging me. I'll be back, fam. Okay, nice. Apex Dragoon is over there on YouTube. He says, how do I enter the contest? Hit up the Bluefin website. I have a link to the contest on my Facebook page. It's in the Mecha Army Facebook group. It's on Bluefin's website and all that. It is U.S. residents only, so keep that in mind. But as long as you apply, yeah, there you go. But it does run until September 1st, so you have plenty of time. Gunplay Miami says, I'm excited I can enter build in something this year. Hey, there you go. R. Aurora says, one of those Mondays looking right at my nippers and didn't realize it, so looked around a little bit before I realized where it was. There you go. Platinum Maple says, glad to find another Gunplay channel. It is more fun to build while watching people build. Hell yeah, man. And we answer questions and interact and all that stuff. So yeah, hell yeah. This is the channel to watch. I don't know what channel you watch, but this is the channel. Anyway, Chris Degger says, what if I have a USPO box but do not live in the US? Does that count? It's a very good question. I do not know the answer to that. I would probably reach out to Bluefin. Chances are probably not. I'll just be honest with you. Weirder things have happened. I don't know. I really don't know. But I doubt it. I doubt it. I'll be honest. So that's what my gut's telling me at this point. Anywho, let's get these little bits of plastic attached here. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna pop these right up in the corner here, and then we'll trim that 45-degree piece by hand in just a second. Kind of spread this little bit of glue all around. Let's get our eyes into position, and we'll place this boom, just like that. Okay, good positioning. Good positioning. All right, we'll let that cure for just a few seconds while we place our other plate here. Right there. And let's see, let's get this into position appropriately. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Ooh, wait a minute, what's going on here? Okay. That's odd. So this plate here just basically lifted off. That's not good. All right, well, no worries. We're just gonna reapply some super glue. Maybe just a little bit more than last time. So I think it just cured a little too quickly, right? It happens. That happens. And let's see. Placement again, very, very crucial. Come on. It's sliding around a little bit on me here. Ah, that was shitty. Come on. Have a little bit of movement. Have a little bit. Don't catch just yet. Come on now. There we go. There we go. All right. Now the big question is, did that adhere? That's going to be the big question of the day. Did it properly adhere, or are we foobar? That actually looks like we're good. Imagine that. All right, rocking. Okay, so now we have to cut in our little bits here. Okay, and what we're gonna do is dig out just this little sliver of plastic here, just so it's all uniform and nice. Very good. There we go. Okay. We'll do the same thing for the front of this. We just need to shave off just a little sliver of plastic there. And perfect. That's perfectly trimmed to match that box. Now, as you can see, there's just a slight little overhang of plastic there. I'm not really worried about it, honestly, because it just kind of adds to the visual flavor of it. Just clean that little super glue squeeze out there. And yeah, so I'm pretty pleased with the look of that so far. Clean that out. Very nice. Okay, so same thing on this side. We're going to trim this appropriately here. Just cut down into that. Same thing with the very front end here. Just gonna take off just a little sliver. There we go. And we're going to use our 0.2 millimeter chisel just to remove those little shards of plastic here. Just those little cutoffs. Mainly because I want the two surfaces to be completely even with one another, right? So that's why I cut into the bottom layer, because when you take a look at it, they're completely flush with one another. Okay, good there. That off. Same thing with that. All right. And we just clean out this little diagonal here, just with our chisel. Now, did I have to do this? No. But I like it to be clean. I like it to look even. I like it to look like it was engineered. Right? Attention to detail, you guys. Attention to detail. And that's very important. Attention to detail. That's what wins championships. Attention to detail. Remember that. All right. And floating fish. That's a whole different story, isn't it? Just a little more clean out that I see here. Okay. go. That's cleaner. All right. A little bit more trouble on that side than the previous one, but we got it, and it's looking good. Looks like the bevel at the bottom of that block is the same on both sides. That's what we like. That's what we like. Okay, so we're going to... Actually, we still are going to need the chopper, aren't we? Yeah, we are. All right. So, let's see here. What kind of length do we need for this 2mm? I'm going to just go ahead and just do 1 centimeter, which is, for those of you playing at home, 10mm. How about that? Okay. So, we're going to flush cut that 1, 2. Okay, those are going to be our top pieces. Now, for our underside, we're going to need a lot less than that. For our, basically just these are bumper pieces, so we're going to need maybe 4 or 5mm tops, right? So let's see here. This is 3.2. This I know is definitely 4mm here. 1, 2. All right, so there's our bumper pieces, or the parts that go underneath of the strap above, right? So now we can get rid of this. We can put that off to the side, and before we move forward, let's get some questions answered, because I know Mike Skyers and Sarge have both got questions, but I might have missed others. Let's see. Chris Decker says, LMAO, I'm going to try and sneak in. Nice. Let's see. Colin, Mr. Hi Craig is over there on YouTube. He says, what's up, everyone? Ruslan, Mr. Bill is over there. Bill? Who is that? My name is Brian. Nice. Hey, Brian. Manny says, I'm doing good. How you holding up? Oh, talking to Gunpla Miami. Chris. Nice. Super 5 just found out that when you sand plastic magic off a piece of plastic after letting it sit for a minute or two, it can cause some nice battle damage. Food for thought, yeah? Yeah, because it's still kind of gummy at that point. Yeah, I wouldn't try sanding it off that quickly, honestly. Let's see. Mike Skyers, he's over there on YouTube, and he does have a question. We have a question. He says, are you working on other parts of this kit at the same time, or are you only working on getting the rifle just right before moving on? Honestly, I'm only working on the rifle at this point, and realistically only on stream, because I'm way freaking busy off stream, or at least have been, to be able to work on these things. My day has been basically completely filled with just miscellaneous stuff. So, no, as of right this second, I've only been working on this while on stream with you guys. I haven't even had a chance to work on it outside of the stream, really, at all. Hell, if you look at the lower leg parts, that's still ugly. That's still ugly. This leg is still in the same shape it has been for the last, I don't know, at least month or two. So no, man, I am strictly working on it while I'm on stream with you guys at this point, just because I don't have time to build anything outside of this. Right now, especially within the last 5 days, I've been trying to hammer down on this Kylo Ren figure, and that's taken like every ounce of my time. And even before that, I was trying to hurry up and finish this SD build because I hate it. And the due date was like a week ago. So what are you gonna do? But yeah, so I have not been working on this outside of the stream, unfortunately. So It's one of those things. Sarge, Julius Dembski, he's got a question. He says, I'm working on the weapons for the Master Grade RX-78 Origin. There are some big mold holes on the underside of some parts, designed to save plastic, I guess. What should I use to fill them? A lot of glue? I mean, it depends, Sarge. If they're shallow, then you can absolutely use super glue. If they're any deeper than that, I would not. I would use like an epoxy putty or something like that, or cover it with a sheet of plastic or something like that, right? Any way to cover it up, right? Any way to cover it up. But looking at the weapons of the Master Grade Origin, which this is the bazooka, you said on the underside of some parts. I mean, I don't really see any on here, unless you're talking about maybe like the handle here, but I think that's the design. That's how it kind of is supposed to be and how it's supposed to look. So I don't necessarily know if I would fill that or not. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but for that, if you're talking something like this size cavity, I would definitely use epoxy putty for that. I would not use super glue. That'll just take forever to fully cure. Now, if we take a look at the underside of, here's the Origin rifle, here is kind of the old school rifle, and these are the, looks as well. Yeah, and I mean, you can see kind of the cavities here on both of the handles. Again, I think it's supposed to look like that. And I also probably wouldn't fill most of these with super glue. I'd fill most of these probably with epoxy putty. Now, this little bitty one here, you might be able to get away with super glue, but you're gonna need to give it some time to fully cure in there, because that's a little on the deeper side. It looks to be about 1 millimeter deep. So the stuff on the top will cure, but the stuff underneath will not. It'll almost be like a frozen lake, right? You have that, layer of ice on top, but it's still completely water underneath. Same type of thing. So just be really careful, but always err on the side of caution, I would say. So for that, I would always kind of err on the side of epoxy putty. That way it's completely solid, and after 8 hours, it's 100% cured at that point, and then smooth sailing. So that would be my advice. Kyle says, dream of those floating fish. Whew, yeah. In my nightmares. Bill says, Julius, why not plate over them? It will be lighter and thus easier to mold. Yeah, that's absolutely true as well. I mean, and if you can, right? If you can. R4 says, anyone know of a good laptop under 500 for media playback, some MMO gaming, and possibly some streaming? There's actually quite a few laptops out there that should be about in that price range that you could probably do all that stuff with. Just do your homework, man. Newegg is definitely probably a good place, especially to read the reviews. Amazon, B&H to some part, but that's more for kind of creative people, But you can still read reviews on there and still kind of get an idea. So, yeah. Bill says if you use something like 1/4 millimeter thin styrene, then you can easily bend it over that curve. True. Edward Leonard says Tim's little gun is looking mighty fine. Thank you, man. Platinum Maple says, what suit are you gunning for? This actually, this is the rifle that we are remixing to attached to our remixed RX-78, right? So what we're doing is we're using the Jesta as a base, and basically just modding this to kind of look like an updated version of the RX-78. So it's kind of my interpretation of the RX-78. We worked on a high mobility Zaku, which we turned into a Char Zaku, again, remixed, and just kind of really just my interpretation of things. And this is all going to go into like a little vignette of the two fighting and stuff like that for my GBWC build. So should be fun. Should be fun. Let's see. Bill says Julius Tim used the Tamiya putty to fill his holes on the gas tube. Oh yeah, this and the underside of the scope, and yeah, on the underside of the tube, the tubey tube there. So if that's what you were talking about, yeah. Julie says, yeah, I was thinking about that. The piece is the gas. Oh, on the barrel. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I used epoxy putty. I wasn't going to take a chance with super glue at that point because I wanted to retain the roundness. And when the epoxy putty kind of semi sets up, you can still sculpt it and shape it and everything like that. And that's kind of what I did. And I shaped it to a nice round curve. So, and then the same thing with the underside of the scope here as well. So, yeah. Let's see. Julie says I do have some half round. There you go. You can fill that in there as well, right? Hell yeah. Let's see. Bill says my best device is to comparison shop. Newegg. Hey, Bill. There you go. Can be a good site to see what is available. Just make sure you compare the specs. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. Julius Stemsky says, epoxy putty, yeah, I didn't even think of that. It will do the trick. Thanks. Absolutely, Sarge. That's what we're here for. Ty Furious says, I second Bill's advice. Newegg is a great website. There you go. Thirded. Hey. Ty Furious says you could also get a Dell or Best Buy credit card, and you end up getting something like 12-month no interest. That way you could get something a little more expensive. That's a decent point, yeah. Decent point. Miss Tex Marquis, she's over there on YouTube. She's waving hi at us. What's going on? Platinum Maple over there on Twitch says, I don't do any custom builds. I just like straight building. It is fun. Releases stress and lets me have some of my favorite suits from Gundam. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. And honestly, a lot of the things that we do here, you can definitely impart into straight builds, right? Even if you just wanted to do like little minor details, just simple details, you could do that. A lot of the other stuff we do here, you could do all sorts of stuff. So, hell yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, so let's get these strips glued up with their bumpers and everything like that. And here we go. All right. So first things first. We need to put our 45-degree bevel in these two little strips here. Forgot about that. So we're going to bring the chopper back in here one last time. And what we're going to do, let's see. This is half, so it'd be one. Okay, cool. So we can do that. We're going to use a 0.5 millimeter guide here, which is going to create a 1 millimeter bevel on our parts, right? So you double that, and that's what you get. So right there, and get that strip in there. And since this is a teeny tiny tight little strip, we're going to use our little bamboo skewer and just kind of hold that in place while we chop. And then you get that, which I think is going to be perfect for what we need. All right, same thing. Chop it down. Bada boom, bada bing. There we are. All right, so we've got our two pieces cut and bevel. Let's get this thing out of the way. And what we need to do next is measure how far into the piece we need to put that bumper. And we're going to go about 5 millimeters in. Okay? About 5 millimeters in. So what we'll need to do is we'll need to mark on our strip exactly where we need this to be, right? Pencil, here we go. Right there. And then we will mark our line right across there. at the 5mm mark, and then that's where our bumper will be located, right? Now, let's make sure here. And perfect. That's 5mm on the dot. Excellent. So we'll leave that there. And now we'll do the same thing, but on the opposite side. So what we need to do is we need to flip our piece and make that bevel on the top side rather than the underside of the first piece that we did. Now, we need to get a little mark here. Just like that. And then pop this down right about there. Pull our line. And let's make sure that that is also 5mm. So we're just going to match these two with one another because that's what matters most. It doesn't really matter that they're both 5mm. It just matters that they're even, right? That's what the name of the game is. And dead on. Sweet. That's what we're talking about. All right, so now we glue in our bumpers. Now for this, I can just stab one of these because nobody's ever going to see this. It's just going to basically be the underside of the piece. Right there. Spread that out. Okay, now we have to place this ever so carefully on our piece here. Okay. Placement on this one wasn't great. Good enough. Not great. What are you going to do? Most of that's going to be cut off anyways, and we can trim it, so I'm not too disappointed in that, to be honest. Alright, let's get... Whoa, that's way too much glue on that thing. Let's get some off of there. There we go. Alright, and placement again. Let's see if we can get this right this time. That one looks a lot better. That one looks a lot better. Not perfect, but a lot better. Like wise man once said, it doesn't have to be perfect, just good enough. Alright. And so there essentially is going to be the look that we're going for, that raised piece, right? And since we cut this this bumper to be 0.5 millimeter, that's going to fill in the underside of that, because the plate that it's sitting on is also 0.5 millimeter, right? And then we can just trim the two, and we'll be in good shape. Now, what we need to do first is trim this piece, because this should all be cured and dried and everything. Just got to be super careful with that. And then, let's see, we'll get... That's 400. Here's the 600, and we'll get to just cleaning that up, just that top side there. Nice. Okay. Alright, and then we'll do the same thing to the underside here as well. Perfect. Okay, so there's one strip there. Let's do the same thing to its counterpart here. Let's get this little bit trimmed off here. And then get that underside cleaned up. Good. Get the top side cleaned up next. And then both of these are going to be ready for installation. Very nice. Okay, so got a nice bit of extra plastic that we can hang on to here without any fear of getting glued onto, you know, the nip or the tweezers or anything, right? Because this is just going to be, whoa, again, way too much glue. Let's get this spread out a little bit more evenly here. There we are. Okay, so now let's get this placed on here. We're going about a ½ millimeter down from the very top of that first plate, right? All right, and then we just kind of hold it there until it grabs, and then we should be good. Nice and straight. That's excellent. Perfect. Okay. So, whoa, hey now. Dokudoodle. Dokudel? I don't know. Hey, but thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Mecha Army. You get one of these. Hey, there we go. Let's catch up with a chat, shall we? Let's see. Yeah, Bill's name is Brian now. Yeah. Let's see. Text says, not a damn thing. Just vegged out after today. There you go. Wish I could do that. Chris Decker says, even on straight builds, I think scribing is amazing and a great skill to learn. I agree. Handren, Mr. Hasaki Art is over there on YouTube. He's giving us a wave. What's going on, Handren? Good to see you again, buddy. Ty Furious says, agreed. I was testing out scribing on a high-grade Freedom, and it really made it pop. It actually really does. It really does. Ty Furious says, not even adding scribe lines, just deepening what was there. Yeah, I mean, just reinforcing what is existing, what is molded in, makes a world of difference. Dokadel over there on Twitch, he says, hello. Hey, good to see you. Thank you for watching. Appreciate the follow. He says, Greek told me to follow you. Hey, there you go. Nice. Charles. Look at this guy. Well, he's a smart man. We're glad to have you here. Henry says, good, man. How you doing? Oh, dude, hanging in there, man. Hanging in there. It's been a tiring day. You know, it's been a tiring day. But we're making it through. It's almost closing time. We got about another 15-20 minutes or so. And, yeah. Then it's off to La La Land. Whew. Alright, so there's that. Let's get this glue spread out on this piece. Right there. And boop, just a little bit on the top side of that bumper piece there too. Alright, there we go. This is ready for installation. Let's pop this in here. Again, we're going about a ½ millimeter off the top. That looks pretty damn symmetrical. Happy so far. Let's get this pressed into place. Okay. Now we just kind of sit here and play the waiting game a little bit, right? Hey, there's Charles. Nice. Mr. Greek Nakos himself. Now the big question is, Dokudel. Hope I'm saying that right. Are you in what is it, Kansas City, and like in Missouri or Independence or whatever? Are you guys local to each other, or? That's the big question. I think everybody is wondering at this point. At least I am wondering at this point. All right, so that looks pretty damn good. Where did the nippers go? Here they are. All right, so let's get this trimmed off there. Let's get this little piece of masking tape off here. There we go. Greek Nakos, Charles over there on Twitch, he says, FYI for folks new, Tim restreams to Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, and uses World Chat. It's just that is not even a technical name for it. No, it's just restreams like global chat program. He says, so it'll take a minute to catch up on chat. Yeah. Well, and plus I work and then catch up, work and then catch up, work and then catch up too. So yeah, there's all that combined. So, that all looks really good. Now we just have to trim it to the bevel of these two pieces here, right? So, let's see. Let's do a little bit more trimming with the nippers here, but let's get the schmutz off there. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so now we can trim this back with the hobby knife a little bit easier. We're just going to follow the contour of this bevel that we already have cut in to this piece. You see it there on this side, right? So we just need to make sure that this is nice and clean. And then we can kind of do our strapping technique to pop that around the back side. So we're going to do the same thing here on this side. Actually, let's flip this over so we have a little bit more room to cut. Low-hanging fruit first, just that stuff that really just kind of protrudes a lot. And then we start to get that angle matched up with what's there, right? And that looks pretty good. Let's get this cleaned up a little bit. That might be a bit too big for what we need. Let's go with one of these files here. This will be better. Okay, pretty good, pretty good. All right, we just need to even this out here. Okay, what's this one? Ah, perfect. All right. So we're going to use a smaller sanding block, and we're going to come in here and just finish sand this right at that proper bevel there. Perfect. Nice and straight and even. And we're going to do the same thing on this side, but we got to figure out what's the best way to hold it here. Right about there. Nice. Now both sides of the bevel are equal to one another. The break point is parallel if you look at both sides. Now we can strap over and around the back. So for that, we are going to pull out, I think, 1 millimeter. Let's see how that looks, though. Yeah, I think 1 millimeter is the way to go, because essentially what we did was we stacked 2 half millimeter pieces together. So essentially we made a 1 millimeter strap over over the sides. So we're going to strap this around the two bevels and then around the back, and then by that time I think we should be able to call it a night. Yeah. Hell yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Whew, man. A little warm up in here. William Williams says, we got some Missouri boys here? He says, hell yeah, chug a Budweiser for me at the Ozarks. Wow, okay. Manny says, Tim, Mr. Worldwide. Oh, man, this is not a 305 situation. No, no, no. Dokerdell says, I like the headgear. Oh, hey, this is a must. This is an absolute must. I need these to work with tiny, tiny details. So I put these on every single time. Greek Knocker says, LOL, no, Dokerdell is another Twitch streamer. And, shit. I'm sorry. Does cosplay and Gundam builds. Oh, that's awesome from the few streams that I've caught. Oh, very cool. Okay. Nice. I will definitely try to tune in. Yeah. But I am stupid busy, so yeah. Whew. Charles Dodge says, nah, I'm on Kansas City side. I go to the local Gundam import store in Independence, though. Okay, there you go. William Williams says, you just broke my heart, Charles. Oh, well, I forgive you. Aw. Edward Leonard says, Tim, I would love to give you a super chat, but we have been without income for a month, and my wife would probably chop the D off, putting it on my card. Dude, it's the thought that counts. Don't even worry. Seriously, Edward, don't even worry about it, man. Worry about yourself. All right? Worry about the fam. That's more important to me. John Lynn, Miss Creeping Freely for You. She's over there on YouTube. She says, howdy, Tim. Tim, what's going on, Jay? Henry says, Tim, from the last time I saw that on the Gunpla Talk, the ammo pack looks a bit small comparing to the rest of the rifle, in my opinion. Really? That looks small? I don't think so. I think it looks good. I think it looks right where it needs to be. Yeah. I'm happy with it. All right. So, with that being said, now, since we're just wrapping this around the two sides, or the three sides here, we don't really need to measure anything. We don't need to worry about being square or anything, any of that jazz. So, we're just going to clip a few pieces here with our tweezers, just way over what we need so that we can trim it back and make it, perfect, right? Excuse me. Andrew says, looked over my current laptop specs, might just slap an SSD in it and up the RAM. Word. Hey, creeping freely for you, Miss Johnlin. YouTube, or $2 super chat, looking snazzy. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate you. Yeah, dude. An SSD and a little bit of RAM. Trust me, goes a long way, especially on a laptop. I've been wanting to upgrade the streaming PC for a while, because I have this is an old computer, you guys. I'm surprised we're getting the quality that we are out of this thing, because I'm pumping out 1080p 2.5 meg, 2.5 meg bit rate, 2.5K bitrate. Anyway, to Restream, which is pumping it out to everybody else. And it doesn't seem like we're dropping frames or anything like that. It seems like everything is smooth for the most part. And this is an old Core 7 from Intel, and it's got an old SSD in it. It's got an old dilapidated video card in it, and it's just like, oh Jesus. Edward Leonard says dick chop will happen. Oh, Edward, come on, buddy. Don't let that happen. Don't let that happen. Jeez. But yeah, this thing is old and dilapidated. So I was thinking, scale down, go like a Ryzen 3, micro ATX, low budget, low budget graphics card. RAM is super cheap now, thankfully, because the bottom dropped out on the whole Bitcoin thing. So that's all good. I can reuse the power supply, the case, the fans, the SSD, the whole 9 yards there. So that'll be perfect. But so I mean, I really only need 3-4 components, and it's easy peasy. So yeah, Typhurus, I was just about to suggest a Ryzen 3. Yeah, the Ryzen 3s are great, and they're stupid cheap. Like, it's a no-brainer, and it's a low wattage. They're low wattage processors. Like, come on, man. The one Ryzen 3 has like 6 cores running at 3.6, 3.7 megahertz. Like come on. Like that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. And then you get in one of the more modern graphics cards in here with some nice fresh RAM and everything. Oh, this thing will be purring. Mind you, the reason why I want to get this updated is because I did want to get in a camera 3, right? So and to do that, I would need to switch back over to OBS Studio. I'm currently running Streamlabs OBS, but with OBS Studio, your vanilla OBS, I can hook up my iPhone through USB to the computer and have that be a constant, constant video or camera for the stream. The only downside is that the bit rate pumping through there, it's hard for everything to it's hard for it to process all that, right? Right now, what you're seeing right here for the face cam is just a Logitech 922. The camera over here, that's actually screen capture off of the Canon software, the native software. So it's not really having to do any heavy-duty processing in terms of that video. It's literally capturing the screen, and that's it, which is very, very light on the resources. So this whole thing, what you're seeing, is very kind of bare bones, right? So yeah, I want to eventually, later down the line, bring in a camera 3 and then kind of have it like right here looking down this way, so my big noggin isn't, over top of the piece that I'm working on, right? Because that's never fun. One can dream. Anyway, back to it, yeah? Because what time is it? 11:59. All right, let's get this thing done. Alright, there's a little drop of super glue there. Alright, and then we will get this placed ever so carefully. Come on. Stick to the piece, not to the tweezers, god damn it. Son of a bitch. I say bitch. There we go. Alright, now, hopefully the super glue hasn't set up yet. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Placement is dead on rights. Okay, cool. So that's good there. Learned the lesson. Let's grab the plastic down near the bottom there because we've got a lot of extra headroom with the pieces that we trimmed here, right? Alright. Let's get a little... Whoa. That would be way too much. There's that. Get that spread out there. And then we can get this placed on here. Come on. It's crooked. That's crooked. That's way, 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 way crooked. But now it's crooked the other way. Shit. Yep, just pull that off. Cut our losses. Reapply. Reattach. There we go, and let's try this one more time. This is always the nerve-wracking part right here, is placement on these straps going around. But looks like we might have gotten it. Looks like we might have gotten it. There we go. That looks pretty good. All right, so we're gonna leave that there just for a second. Let's get a little Insta-set on here. I just want to make sure that that is properly set. There we go. All right. With that being said, Platinum Maple over there on Twitch just realized I missed a part of the inner frame, and I already have the armor on. Whew. Thankfully, the armor was easy to remove to get at the part of the inner frame that is missing a part. Well, that's good. That's very good. That's nerve-wracking, right? Because the hard part is once you get... If you don't like either clip the pegs or expand the receiver holes, man, it's hard to get some of these pieces apart, right? So that's why I always say either clip the pegs at a 45-degree angle, which is not great, or expand the receiver holes, and that's what I personally love to do. And these right here, these little Dremel style bits, are great for that. You pop these in your pin vise. 10 rotations around is usually what I find to be the perfect sweet spot. And what that'll do is that will bevel the inside of that receiver hole so that not as much of the peg is going down in there, and it's easy removable. So there you go. Let's see. Andrew says, yeah, definitely getting an SSD and more RAM. There you go. Ty Fury says, some SSDs, Samsung and Crucial have migration software you can download so you can mirror your OS to the new drive. Yeah, I mean, those are great utilities, right? Great utilities. Andrew says, getting a Samsung. I have a migration software disk around here somewhere, but we'll definitely look at the Samsung software if I can figure out how to use it. There you go. Julius Dembski says, I bought one of those ceramic scrapers. Wow, it works great. That's awesome, Sarge. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, so back to this. We should hopefully be good to go, and we can trim these pieces off here with the knife. Let's get the low-hanging fruit trimmed off here with the nippers first, and then we can go to the knife. Just like that. Let's be gentle with that. There we go. All right, so let's go to the knife. And we're going to start with this top side here because this is probably going to be the easiest surface to clean because we've got a lot of surface here for the knife to ride and just kind of form that that piece. So we're going to get a little low-hanging fruit trimmed off here first, and then we'll let the knife ride right along the surface. And it will become perfectly flat right across there. Now we'll need to take the file to that and really clean that up, but that's so far looking really good. Now, my main concern here is that this is getting to be a very small surface area for these bevel pieces to hang on to. And when we placed them, we rearranged some of them. So the adhesion on the super glue may not be the absolute best right now. So we got to be very careful with these when we're trimming these, right? Because one little slip and this whole piece could go into the nether, so to speak. We don't want that. That would be pretty bad, honestly, all things considering. That would be pretty bad. But it looks like we got the first piece looking pretty good. Now, to get the second piece, this one is a little bit easier to get to, thankfully. And that's almost there. Nice. And there we go. All right, cool. So now, let's get a little sanding involved here. We're just basically flushing these pieces all together, getting this back nice and flat and straight, ready for that final piece of styrene that we're going to install here. Let's get these side pieces cleaned up here. Just a real quick sanding there. Nice and smooth. That passed the fingernail test with flying colors. Now this side. A little bit more sanding, a little bit more sanding. And perfect. All right, good to go, good to go. Now, the last piece, this should be a little bit easier for placement, right? So, what we're gonna do is get a little pop of super glue right there. Let's spread this right along the back side, and actually hold the piece like this because we're going to be going right along here. Okay, that looks pretty damn good. Nice and straight across. Looks like we've got proper connection on the two bevel pieces. Really good. Really quite good. All right, let's get a little Insta-set on this, and we should be in good shape. Boom, right in there. All right, now we just kind of hold this in place just like this. Kind of just wait for that to really cure and set, which should only be a few seconds. So, let's see. R. Aurora says to Ty Furious, I got a Samsung Evo 500 gig SSD and a Corsair Vengeance 8 gig of RAM For my laptop, unfortunately, it doesn't look like my laptop can go higher than 8 gigs. Ooh. But Typhoon says sometimes there's a BIOS update that can allow for more RAM, but BIOS updates are one of the things you only do if you really need a new function. Yeah. He says there is a possibility that if it fails, you junk the BIOS and you brick the computer. So that's never fun, right? I've never bricked a computer myself, but I know people that have, and it's really sucky. Really bad. Really bad. Let's see. He says, I've never had it happen, but it's possible. Yeah, might be something to look into. R4 says, I don't think Dell has made an update to this laptop's BIOS in years. Yeah. Might see if there's a custom one. Henry says, Tim, the current project still planned for 2021, or the Gelgoog might be a comeback? No, this one is definitely still on track for 2021. Honestly, hopefully I can get it done by the end of this year. You know? Hopefully. And then, who knows? The Gelgoog might be next. And if I can get that done in a timely manner, then who knows? I may have a choice of entries for GBWC next year, you know? I kind of liked having that backup plan last year when I wanted, I wanted to enter the Gelgoog and Zaku thing idea last year, right? But obviously that didn't get done. I wasn't going to really sweat it, but I had AirDrop as a backup. Well, we all saw how that turned out. So I kind of like having that that kind of safety net. So yeah, hopefully I can do that and kind of have my choice of projects to enter, you know. But we'll see. Like I said, I am not gonna sweat any of it at this point, because right now, number one, we got all the time in the world, and number two, honestly, there's more important things to think about right now than GBWC, you know. More important things to think about. All right, now we're just cleaning up the super glue, making sure not to pop our pieces here. That would be absolutely freaking heartbreaking right now if that were to happen. And trust me, boys and girls, I've had that happen, and it is just not even the least little bit of fun. Not in the slightest, no. At that point, you just want to kind of throw the piece across the room and just be pissed, you know? Okay. For this top side, we're going to need to use a chisel because there's not enough room to get the knife in there. So we're going to pull out the 0.2 millimeter, and yeah, see, that just breaks right off. That's good. That's perfect. Nice, 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 nice. We'll keep that because we'll probably need that again. We're just going all the way around here, just cleaning this up, making sure the job here is clean, you know? That's the most important part right now. Cleanliness. Cleanliness and attention to detail. As long as these things are all done up and subscribed to, then you are in good shape. It's looking pretty good there. Let's check the top side on here. Nice. And got a little horizontal cut in here. Hopefully we don't pop that piece. There we go. All right, and let's get a little toothbrush in here to clean off the debris and stuff. We're almost done with this thing. We just need to do a very, very tight little vertical cut right here on the top of this strip, and then we can use our chisel to break off that super glue there. Very good. All right, so one other thing that we're going to need to do, let's get 0.6 millimeter here. We just need to trim this back just a hair bit more. There we go. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Let's get this chisel right in here. Clean that transition from one part of plastic to the next. And there we are. All right, one little piece right here up at the top that we need to clean up. So there's super glue right there. And that's one of the good parts about having these wider chisels, you guys, is that they are the perfect tool to clean up these little tiny areas where you attach pieces to and everything. It's just, they're the perfect tool for that, along with scribing and notching and all that fun stuff, right? All right, so let's get super zoomed in, and then we'll get caught up with the chat one last time for the night, answer any questions, and then we'll call this one done. Yeah. But let's see. All right, so there's that little strap that we've got going around the back edge here, looking pretty good, right? There's one side. There's the other. Looks pretty nice. There's the bottom side here. We'll get focused in on that. Looks pretty straight. Looking good all the way around. Yeah. I'll take that. I'll take that. Perfect. All right. Good stuff. All right. Let's get out of super zoom here real quick. There we are. Bring the windows back. Let's get caught up one last time, shall we? All right. Let's see. Like and subscribe. Hey, what's going on, man? He says, I've known some people who've bricked a BIOS. Sometimes you can replace the BIOS chip, but that depends on the motherboard. Yeah. Yeah. Henry says, always good to have a backup project if it's possible. 100%, man. Like, that was ultra liberating having AirDrop kind of in my back pocket last year. Like, there was no pressure. I felt none. which was a great feeling, honestly. It was just a great feeling. Platinum Maple over there on Twitch, they say, is it odd panel lining the inner frame, even though most, if not all of it, is covered after the armor is on? It might just be, I wouldn't say it's odd, no. I would probably say it's inefficient. Simply because if it's not going to be seen, then what's it worth? You know what I mean? What's it worth your time? That would be my big kind of question. Because obviously the one thing that we can't buy any more of is time, right? So as long as we are able to maximize our time, that's the biggest thing. And it's always been kind of my biggest challenge is maximizing my time and getting done on a deadline. That's always been a challenge for me in this hobby. So in my opinion, you could probably devote that time to better detailing the stuff that you can see, refining it, making it better, rather than doing that to the stuff that you can't see or won't ever see, right? So food for thought. Food for thought. Let's see. Andrew RF Aurora's got a question.
We have a question.
And he says, do you have any pics of the GM Spartan you started working on around trying to get some ideas for the ankle armor of the Spartan I'm working on? I honestly don't know if I even started the ankle armor on the Spartan. I don't think that I did. Yeah. It's away somewhere, Andrew. I don't really know where. It's somewhere over here. That's all I know right now. Sorry, man. Henry says, we're trying to escape the more important things we need to worry about by doing this hobby. Yeah, no, absolutely. 100%. It's the whole competition thing that, there are more important things to worry about. That's all. So, and the whole competition right now, I think, is like, being locked down, being laid off, being low on supplies, being, just kind of that overall frustrated feeling. It's like it's almost like I don't even want to compete right now. You know what I mean? Like I'm kind of glad that it got canceled in that respect a little bit. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know if anybody else feels that. That's just the way I feel. That's just me in particular. Like and subscribe. My plans range from 10 to the whatever. Exponential. Nice. Greek Knocker says, nope, not at all. It's also not odd to panel line the inner frame. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be able to remove the armor, then no, that's completely not odd at all. But I mean, if you glue the armor on, then I don't know. It's just, in my opinion, I would rather devote my time elsewhere. That's just me, though. Platinum Maple says, I didn't want to leave the frame unlined. Yeah, I mean, if you can see the parts that you can see, absolutely line them. Yeah, 100%. For the parts that you can't, what's it worth? Green Knocker says it's one of the cool things about Gunblade. You can do as little or as lot as you want. That is true. That's a very good point. Edward Leonard says, I thought I built a new computer a little while ago, but I just looked on Amazon at when I bought the parts, and it was November 2017 for Christmas. Christ, it sucks getting old. It's okay, man. Edward Leonard says, looks nice, Tim. Thank you, buddy. RF Aurora, 'tis fine. Just looking for ideas to scribe on mine. Henry says, agreed. No, Andrew, what I would do is look up the, what is it? The, Mecha, or the, Mobile Suit Archive. What, I guess that's what it's called. The Mobile Suit Archives, the GM version. You can find the GM Spartan line art in there. You might even be able. I don't know. It might even be on the Gundam Wiki at this point. I don't know, but search for it and see. Right? I'm sure you'll be able to find it somewhere. Superset 5 over there on Twitch. I'm out for the night. Later, everyone. Good night, buddy. I never reloaded over there on Twitch. Have you built any perfect grades? If so, which one is your fave? No, actually, I've never built a perfect grade. They're a bit extra for me, honestly. They're a bit big, and they're a bit more complex than I really want to get into. So, no, I've never built a perfect grade. Now, mind you, I've cannibalized a perfect grade and parted them out. Yeah, I've never actually built one. So there you go. If that means anything. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there you go. Awesome. Let's see. Platinum Maple just posted that link to the wiki of the GM Spartan that I was talking about from Mobile Suit Archives. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. That'll show you some nice stuff. He says, I'm not sure if the person is here, but here is a picture of the Spartan. Nice. Here, let me copy that and pop it into the stream. Paste and send. And it's out there. So yeah, so Andrew, take a look at that. That's a good link to the Gundam Wiki, and you should be able to find all that on there. So yeah. Anywho, let's see. It's 12:26, you guys. It's time for bed. I'm tired. I'm a tired boy. I need to get up early tomorrow. Anyway, you guys, let's go ahead and wrap this puppy up here. Oh, wait a minute. Almost forgot. Booyah. Hey, if you want to get one of these cool-ass mecha army, and if you want to represent, head on over to www.shadowmecha.com. Hit the store button up at the top. You will find this hat, many more. You will find shirts. You will find prints of my work. All sorts of cool stuff in there. So go load up. You got the stimulus money? Let's go. Don't be stingy. Stimulate me. That came out wrong. Anyway, if you are interested in the tools and materials that we worked with here tonight, I highly suggest you hit the Amazon link somewhere below here on Twitch and YouTube. That side if you're watching on Facebook. I do get a bit of a commission based off of stuff that you buy, but it does not increase the cost for you. It goes to help out me, it goes to help out the stream and fuel our endeavors moving forward. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. Like I said, tools and materials. There's books for inspiration. And there's gear for streaming if you want to get into that. And now is the perfect time. Yes. If you are interested in kits, paints, tools, accessories, Mecha Decals, sheets 1 and 2, those are both in stock and shipping now. Hit up our good friends right down here, USA Gundam Store. Adam and the fine folks down there will definitely have what you need. They just got a big old restock in. A lot of SMS paint too, so go load up on that stuff. Help support small business. And lastly, if you enjoy what I do here, if you enjoy getting learned up, if you enjoy upping your skill sets in Gunpla and mecha modeling, then I highly suggest you like, follow, subscribe, do all that stuff. And if you know somebody, or if you know a group on Facebook that could probably help, to watch this, by all means, share it. Hit the like button too. That helps as well. So just goes to help with that algorithm thing. Anyway, you guys, I will be back here tomorrow at 3 p.m. We're going to jump back on this little SD build, and we're going to start knocking it out of the park. So with that being said, guys, have a wonderful night. Be safe out there. Use common sense. Wash your hands. By all means, build something cool. I will see you guys tomorrow. All right. See you guys.